any bugs. Instantly we have bugs. Okay, so let's see what Xcode is complaining about. Okay, so I know what this bug is. When we created this image, when we created an outlet for this image and we deleted it, we didn't go back into Xcode and delete the reference to it. That's why it's complaining. Yep, here we go, right here. Now, if we remove that reference, let's just check, make sure none of the images has a reference beyond the collection reference. Now let's run this again. It should work now. Let's see. Why does, there we go. There we go. Looks pretty good. Okay, but we don't have, so we're missing data. We're missing the review count and the like counts. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Referencing the wrong thing for here. What is this? There we go. That should be that. But a like counter label, that should be populated. Let's just run this and see if that fixes our review count. It does not. Well, it kind of does. Interesting. I completely forgot. Okay, so these they are ints inside our data file. Well, inside our data record. We have to actually cast this to an int first, then cast it to a string. Let's actually do that now. Okay, so there we go. That should work now. Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time, but yet I still make simple bugs. Okay, there we go. Now it's populated. Looks good. Well, okay, so let's see. What can we improve at this point? We can move over our like label. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, let's go back to the storyboard real quick. Let's update that. Let's update that to 0. Yeah, and this is something I also do, is this back and forth. You build it, you change the code, you change storyboard, you build it again and see how it looks. Okay, so yeah, it looks pretty good now. Okay, now that we have that in place, what else? The star rating. Now, how are we gonna do the star rating? Well, there's a lot of different ways to do the star rating. What I'm gonna show you is a way that I think is a little bit easier, or definitely easier for you and me to create. So let's do that. Now, the first thing we're going to want to do is go to our RecipeCell. You're going to create a custom function, and the cell is going to handle the logic of showing the stars. Well, we're actually going to create two functions. We're going to create one function that simply resets the images, the star images, every time the cell gets dequeued from and sent back to our cell function that's in the MasterViewController. We're going to call that function init star sub views. And what this function is going to do is going to simply iterate over the stars in the collection outlet collection view. And see, and this is exactly why I created the collection view, so we can easily reference all of the images without creating a ton of code. What we're going to do from here is simply reference the image, we're going to reset the image. UI image. Well, you know what? I can actually add the image through the image literal. Yeah, let's do that. And let's set it as the unfill star. And all this is going to do is just reset the image back to the unfill star every time the cell. Well, first let's just add this function to the awake from nib function. Get rid of this, we don't need that. And I'm gonna add the other function, the function that gets called before cell is dequeued, which is called there for reuse. There we go. And we're gonna call the initialization function again in here. At this point, we actually could get rid of this function. Don't necessarily need it. Okay. Yeah, looks good. Okay. Now, let's add the other function. Star. Let's star count. Yeah, do that. Count. Yeah. Say it's an int. Oh. Okay, what else? I'm gonna do is reference. Yeah, we're creating a function that's gonna allow us to iterate over the images in our storyboard that we added a label to. That's what we're doing here. So now we're going to have to reference the star image from the view tag. We're going to pass in our index. This would allow us to actually get the view that we added the label to. Well, we added the labels to. And from here, what we're going to do is simply, it says start image view. No, we don't want that. Star image view. First the image, and we're going to simply set this as the fill image. Okay. Now we're going to go back to our MasterViewController, go back to the cellForRow function, and from here we're simply going to just call that new function that we just created. I'm going to pass. I think it was called. Come on. Star count, I believe, and we're going to say it's not an optional again. So, yeah, but okay, yeah. Now we're gonna run this and see. Okay, here's another bug that we kind of overlooked, which I'm pretty sure springs from one of the data sets. Oh yeah, star count is 0. What we're doing right here is saying, yep, it's being passed as a 0. Yep. So what we're going to do from here is just simply say if the count is less than 1, simply return. That way, that should prevent this function from failing. Yeah, because since the count has to at least be greater than 1, yeah, we don't even care if this function doesn't run, which means why we're doing a return. Okay, here we go. There we go. There we go. We finally have the function running. We finally have the cells returning correctly. And there we go. It's a little slow, but the slowness comes from this computer and it shouldn't be represented on your end. But besides that, it looks pretty good. Now, there's a few other things that we could do. Since we just experienced a bug where the count is less than 1, you might actually come across a case if your data is coming from, say, a network or say like a JSON endpoint. Your data might actually be corrupt, or it might not even be or the count might be greater than 5. That's another bug that we're going to have to probably catch. But for right now, since we know exactly what our data is going to look like, we don't have to go through that and add any more error checking or edge case catching, anything like that. This for now is pretty much good. There we go. It took a little time, but we finally made it. And the same things that I just showed you here can be implemented in your code if you're creating custom UI table view cells. That ends part 4 of this 4-part series. And in part 4, we've added our custom set star count function to our custom UI table view cell that drives the stars view a part of that same cell. If you get stuck at any moment and you'd like to see the code for this project, don't forget to go to the description for this video and navigate to the GitHub repository. That way you can see the code and even download the Xcode project and run the code for yourself. If you recommend any way that you would improve this project, don't hesitate to drop a comment below. If you have a GitHub page where you updated this project, don't forget to drop that link in the comments below too. Remember to subscribe and add notifications so you don't miss out on any new programming tutorials that I create.